What is going on, everybody? Vexter here, coming to a new video, and today it's a little bit different. We're trying something new. So one of my viewers, Checkmate, the other day when we were doing a subathon, went ahead and donated $25 for me to do a VOD review. I was going to do it on stream, but I decided I wanted to try it, do it as a video instead. I could have done it on stream, then turned it into a video, but I wanted to do it as a video itself, not on stream. And he wanted me to watch one of his VODs and give him my feedback, tips, yada, yada, yada. I've watched this already once now, a little bit twice, and I really don't have anything written down per se, but I have a few mental notes of a few things to go over, a few things to help check, and a few things to help all the people watching this. So this might be something I do in the future. Might not be. Let me know down in the comments if you like this, and if you guys want me to do VOD reviews, I can go ahead and set a let's just say price on it on my stream to do it, because this is not something I can do constantly. It's not something that people want to see constantly, so it's something that will be more exclusive, let's just say. And if you're interested in it, let me know down in the comments. So let's go and jump right into this. Here, his POV. He sent me on a YouTube video. Welcome to drafting in gold ranks, so check his gold. They have an Atlas, Damba, Cassie, Dredge, Zin, and then the other team has a Terminus, Fernando, Io, Vatu, and a Victor. Very interesting drafts. The right side one makes more sense than the left side one, but all right, let's jump into it. Make sure this volume's cranked up. Let's skip through. Let's check out the build real quick. He said his aim's bad, so he uses this loadout. Definitely makes sense. Swift Spirits high, Possession high, Eerie Presence high makes sense. Quick note to a lot of people playing Damba: never run Eerie Presence 5, even if your aim is completely garbage. You will always get Eerie Presence 5 with Chronos 2, with Eerie Presence 4. So don't go Eerie Presence 5 ever. Always go 4 or 3. Just go 4 if you don't feel comfortable. That's the build though. What do you start with? Chronos makes sense. Playing against the Vatu, I would think about buying Nimble with Chronos to start, but you know, it's not a bad start just to do Chronos. Here he's following his team on the left side, which is good. There you go, the quality finally kicked up. He knows he's got to follow his DPS up because he has no other tanks to pocket. Atlas is a pretty self-sustaining tank for the most part. Finds a pick there. Gord's point a little bit. I would avoid gourds like this when you don't have a point tank. This gourd here, what it's supposed to do is put pressure on the point and help your point tank and trade damage. But right there, it's kind of not doing much, though you didn't really need it. So it's not a bad gourd. It's farming you some alt charge, putting pressure on the point tank. So not bad. But with a triple DPS comp, sometimes you want to save your gourd so you can split your healing even more as Damba. I assume you give a heal to Zin there because you know Atlas has rewind. You come around that corner, which if so, very nice. Very nice stun on turn. One important thing about these point tanks is you always want to split them and look for stuns in the back so your team can get full damage on them. Very good for first point fight though so far. Okay, Cassie says knee healing. Let's just rewatch that real quick. This is just a support's life. So watch this Cassie, okay? This is just the explanation of a support's life. Cassie just took damage for the first time. Check is working his way around the corner to get her a heal. His heal's on cooldown. She gets one shot and then says need healing. That's a support's life, you know? Good point. Nice. Focus the Atlas. Very good. Very nice. Very nice. Tries to peek up here, gets in the heal. Nice. Knows Atlas just staying point for now. Gets free damage on Nano. Great stun. Honestly, I would have liked to seen the commitment of the stun there rather than the gourd. This is just dashing around. Here, this whole sequence here, I would say Check got 2 tunnel vision on the Terminus from like here on forward. Zin's taking damage. Zin's out of his range, so we can't really worry about him. Now he's getting a little bit out of position here to chase down the Terminus, which is a very aggressive play, but it's honestly a bit unnecessary. Rely on your team here. In like, here's the thing with lower ranks is like you assume everybody's an idiot. It's the way I look at it. So, but you have to rely on your team. Now you're a bit out of position. You panic gourd a little bit there. Now you have to reposition, but you were so out of position that it's hard for you to go anywhere. Here, you end up living. You end up living, but what I would have done here with this dash is I would have dashed back right rather than back left. When you go left here, you're away from your team and you can't use them. Now you're just barely staying alive. I think Vatu misses a couple shots on you, misses the ulti, so you got kind of lucky you live there. This is the dash right there you should have done earlier. Yeah, fear, great fear. Gordon point. Hopefully your team starts splitting. You see Victor on the left side. You know right side your safe side right now. You don't know where Vatu is. Now you do. Now you know you're completely safe. Nice. This is good. A couple of mispositionings there, but outside of that, it was super clean. Super clean point fight. Nothing really like bad there, and nothing really to say about that, honestly. Trying to get the Atlas to attack because you want to farm credits on point. I get that. Not only farm credits, but I mean Atlas can make a lot more space than you can, and people just need to come back for healing. Zin's a bit extended there. He comes back for healing. Good thing. Good dash to get to him there. Smart dash. Gets with your team here. Maybe a little bit tunnel visioned in front here. I definitely understand trying to go for this Terminus stun, but your Cassie's getting flanked, but really I don't think you save her, so it is what it is. If you could have found the stun on Terminus and traded that damage, it would have been great, but it just does not work out like that sometimes. Okay, you try to dash out here. Should have died earlier. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. You got Vatu all out of it, so it's not bad. But yeah, right there, you definitely should have died earlier. You should have died with your team. A lot of the times in Paladins, it's typically better to die with your team rather than trying to live, unless you know you're for sure going to live, because you just stagger yourself and you waste like 10-15 seconds. Victor's on the right, half health. Can he get to Atlas to save him? Gets the gourd down. Tries to say, hey, Atlas, come to me. Come to me. No, okay, don't come to your healer. No, that's fine. Okay, slowly get the push up here. Slowly working forward. You're being cognizant of this Terminus ult. You know it's coming. Atlas, on the other hand, got bopped by it. Gotta be careful for the Zen on the right side. He's gonna need help. Ooh. Good chase deal. Yeah, great point there. That's exactly what I was thinking. So as a support, sometimes you don't want to chase heals, and it's just like chasing kills. As a damage dealer, chasing heals is a very, very bad thing to do as a support, because you get yourself out of position, and most of the time you won't even be able to save the person. So here, what if anything you do, you start to notice Zen is in trouble. You know Zen's playing aggressive. Here, you start to back up, and hopefully he comes back to you. Maybe even dash backwards, thinking your team's okay right now. So worst case, you dash backwards away from everybody to your right now, and then you try to help the Zen rather than dashing forward to save him. Now that you dash forward, you couldn't save him, and now you are dead because of it. Though, on the other hand, if you would have dashed backwards, your team still would have been there, and you would have been in a decent position to possibly save Zen. There's definitely a chance you save Zen. But that's something that is more reliant on the Zen falling back for heals than you. Should him take my credits. Yeah, this is a very important note to a lot of people. Check pointed out as well. He knows it himself. You're coming back. You know Atlas is dead. You see Cassie's pretty much dead. Zen's touching fruitlessly. You don't need alt charge. Zen's the only one who needs alt charge, and he's the one on point. You don't do anything here. Right now, this dash and this going to point is feeding them credits. Right here, they just get free credits for killing you. And your team has gained nothing from it, you know, but you understand that, you get that. But for everybody else, it's important, very important to know that on those pushes, sometimes you have to realize it is not worth touching. There's no reason to touch. Your tank's dead. Somebody's dead. You don't need alt charge. Excuse me. Sorry. It is early in the morning here. I'm going to get this done early.
Yeah.
I didn't have a coffee either. Should have had a coffee. See here. You know Cassie's going to play aggressive on the left. I wouldn't say, okay, I saw your comment there. I think this gourd, again, yeah, you're right. Definitely not a good gourd. I don't think you save Cassie if you have that gourd with you, so I don't think it would have made much of a difference. But I don't think this fear is bad. You peel up the Vatu, maybe Atlas looks at him, maybe somebody else is on your team's there. It's not a bad fear. You definitely could have found a better position to probably do it sometime in this point fight, but it wasn't bad. That dash was another instance of not dashing to your team. Very important on Damba. Here you're getting chased, so your best option is not away, like directly away from their team, but you know your team's behind you, so you turn around and dash backwards rather than to the right. Maybe you were trying to and didn't flick far enough, but if you dash back to your team, you live here. Dashing to the right got you killed for sure. And I'm actually, like, I'm honestly not sure if that was just like you didn't flick far enough or you just had a bad dash, but you definitely should have dashed straight back there. Honestly, this, yeah, you do the same thing here again. Dashing back to your team there could have saved you. I believe that was a Zen. He could have put up a counter for you or something. You know, again, not reliant. You got to assume all your teammates are dummies, but let's see. Get forward a little bit, wait for your tank to come back. All right, you're chilling on the right side. This is great positioning. If they want to push over this right side hill, your team would be able to absolutely plow into them. Your aim, listen, that happens. Things like this, you don't want to call this out, but things like this happen all the time on Damba, where you're trying to track your ally and they're just like juking you and you're missing. Here, honestly, I would just take a second, stop healing, and then calibrate yourself. Stop spamming heals, because typically when you slow down a little bit, you won't have to spam heals. Just a tip for aiming on Damba. If you start missing, just slow down. So it does seem counterintuitive because like you want to make sure you get the heal. Most of the time you'll just keep missing if you keep spamming. Because whenever like aiming on DPS or support on anybody, you get into a rhythm, and that rhythm is very important to keep, very important to put yourself back into, and very important to just hold throughout the game. And once you start spamming heals and you're panicking, you're getting out of that rhythm and you're going to start missing more. So take a second, slow down, find your rhythm again, and then get back into it. It's the same thing as DPS too. It's any aiming in any game. There's a rhythm to it. And if you start losing your rhythm, then you have to take a reset. Nice, great fear. And it left on the point. You stagger both tanks. It's a good fear. I like it. Zen is overextended. I think you realize this. You realize Cassie's saveable though, so you dash up with her. It was important to notice that the Zen was overextended and not chase that heal. He went way too deep. You know your team's falling back, so you start getting behind them, taking better position. This dash is a little bit risky, but you're okay. If there's somebody on the left here, you're dead. Yeah, chasing that heal wasn't bad. If you had any sort of movement speed, I think you live here. So like if you have nimble and stuff, it helps you keep you alive. You get the Gordon Zen, help him. But you definitely chase that heal. And Terminus was able to get through your team. Just missed that stun. It's okay. I think you would have died no matter what. But yeah, chase the heal again. Just got to be careful about that. You don't really have any movement speed in your build. So chasing heals is very risky. Get that Gord down. Big pockets on Atlas. It's very good so far. But you got hit by that. Very good ult from Sin. I'm curious to see this Dredge's build. Oh, he's Scuttle, isn't he? One thing I'm realizing, this may not be in the forefront of Check's mind, but he has an understanding on who's carrying or who looks like they're carrying. You are chasing heals on Xin, but I think it's a good thing. You know Xin is playing well. You left the Dredge unhealed for a while there. And I can only assume it's because you know Xin is carrying and you want to keep pocketing him. I think you could have snuck a Xin, healed the Dredge here at some point. But Dredge is playing Scuttle here, and that's one thing you have to realize. A lot of the time, Dredges play Harpoon nowadays and have a ton of self-sustain. So as a support, you should check, hey, does this Dredge have self-sustain? He does not. I do need to look to get heals on him. So it's just something to keep in mind. Okay, you guys go left again. It's time you play it a little safer. You gored on point early again. Nope, you gored it on the left to help Atlas. I like that. I like that more. You follow Cassie up here. Yet again, you know who's carrying. The gored on point's great there. You see Atlas playing aggressive. You rotate back around the pillar. Get to your team. Okay. I'm indifferent on that play. I think if you would have feared a little bit sooner on the tanks, you save Atlas. But also, I didn't see in the shop menu whenever you were in base, but you should be checking for Resi to know if these tanks have Resi. To know, like, if you just stopped that fear earlier and your TPS killed the tanks. But coming around the corner here, you Atlas ult, you see tanks. Maybe you fear a little bit sooner. Not really, though. You got it off pretty fast. Fearing the IO, though, is an interesting choice. And then chasing the kill was a risky play. This is one of those plays that is risk versus reward. You kill the IO, but your team dies behind you. Could they have survived? Sure. But again, you have to realize your team are a bunch of dummies. And that's how it always is with these ranked games. You just have to have an understanding that your team just is not great. And you're going to have to baby them. So you fear the IO, you chase the kill, but your team dies. This could have been a good play if your team lived, but they didn't. So, you know, sometimes making a play like that, honestly, let me just say, making a play like that is worth doing to grow as a player. You have to make mistakes like that and know, hey, right there wasn't a good play, but it is an option. Fearing that IO, staying alive, keeping your team alive, that whole sequence was a good thing, I think, as a developing player. Making risky plays like that is important to help you become better at the game. So, I don't know. I'm indifferent, but I overall think it's a positive. Right there, you should have just ran to point. Once you realize your whole team's dead, you just dash to point here. Yeah, right there, you just dash to point. They gained like 6% while you were still alive and could have contested point. So that's like 6% you could have retaken. The amount of times points have been touched at 99 is insane. So very important note, make sure you die on point. Atlas should be able to touch here. He's got rewind, and you know that. So he's pretty safe. Good chord, starts putting pressure. Atlas has the touch. Little bit tunnel visioned on the term there, but I think it's okay. You knew your team was fragging. Yeah, that was okay. See what happens here. Okay, good. Your team splits Terminus. Great. Whenever you're playing against like a Terminus, a Nando, a Khan, anything with the forward like 180-degree shield, you should split them. Get from them, get behind them. Make sure they can't cover all angles. Okay. Splitting heals here on the zone is great. Good dash out. Great dash out. Ooh. It's an overstacked point. Important note to DPS, this isn't even for check here. Whenever you are zoning and your team's not able to accomplish the zone, the goal of the zone, to stop them from touching, you never fall back straight to point. You always fall back to a side. And Zen is a prime example here. Zen just walks on the point, stands there with the tank, tries to hit Nando, gets Victor ulted, gets cleaved down, dead. So always, whenever you are zoning, fall back to a side. You try to save Cassie here, do you? You do. It's a very nice heal. You hate to see that. See, the OT here is super fast because the point's been 99.99 for a while. The only thing you could have done here is understand that OT is fast and keep a very close eye on this Atlas. Here you see him not, and you panic dash on a point, and just hope you stay alive. That's really the only play you could have made there, but that's like you really have to be on one to pay attention to that. You bought Deft Hands. I think you looked at their Resi situation. You might have known their Resi situations pre-buying Deft Hands, though I'm not sure. I didn't really check earlier. But before you buy Deft Hands on Damba, make sure you check the Resi situation. Here, you know they only have one Resi 2 on Terminus, so Deft Hands does get value. You are going to be constantly stunning them if you're hitting your stuns, and they're going to be getting full stuns.
How can I heal you, man?
Yeah. Dredge has not heard of the mechanic heal out of combat. Instead, he just spams VHS. Any support out there, if somebody is just dumb like that, just mute them. It's not worth listening. You know they're not mechanically inclined, and you know they're not going to heal out of combat, so you just mute them and say screw the VHS. Not worth listening to. You keep doing you, boo. Fatu's flanking. Yeah, I was about to say here, good dash would be to the left. So at minimum, you're playing around your team. You're using them as bait. Great fear. I like that a lot. You get the Vatu killed because of it. Atlas ends up getting traded, though. Maybe you could have, instead of trying to do damage to this Terminus, you had your right click up for a while here. Instead of focusing on this term, you dash back to your team. Maybe you save Atlas, maybe not. The movement speed might have saved him, but you're definitely not going to kill term there. So if that was a DPS, I could see value in it, but a little bit of risky of a play. Like that gourd. You're putting pressure on the Fernando. Saying, hey, I will stun you if you keep pushing. We'll stun you out of shield. I do like that play there. You have to keep pressure as Damba. You have to make sure they know you're there. I like the try there. I like that. I like that attempt to get through Nano Shield and stun him. Because if you get perfectly into Nano Shield, you can stun him through it. A little. Nah, that's an okay dash. Actually. You're the Victor ult. You instantly dash. Sometimes what I like to do with Victor ults is I don't instantly dash. I wait. You might have seen it on the ground there. I'm not sure. Yeah, you see it on the ground, so you dash. Okay, that makes sense. A lot, but in the future, for other people out there, if you hear Victor ulting in your Damba, if anything, try to bait the Victor ulting on you. As Victor is going to say, ooh, support, juicy, and try to lay 1 or 2 ults into you, and then you can dash them perfect timing and have him waste 2 ults. And that's a great support play right there, because you do have that immune frame on Damba dash. Nice, good heal on Zen. You're chasing a little bit there. You were definitely out fronting your team, but it seems like you're okay. They don't have much to punish you outside of Vatu, so it's okay. That was okay. We go right into the point here. Okay, last point. Let's see what happens. You see they're all stacked left. You get the gourd out there. I like that. You know your DPS are flanking. You know who's the real carries here. You're following Cassie. You were a little bit, again, tunnel vision on term, hitting term. Instead, what I would have done is looked at pocket Cassie again. Because right there, you only got 82 damage altogether on the term there. So right here, you have your right click up. So you should have been using it on Cassie, double pocketing her, and she ends up dying. Who knows if the heal would have saved her, but here you follow Zen. Great play. Yet again, you know who's carrying right now. It's the Zen, it's the Cassie. Dredge is doing okay in the back line, but good dash. Dredge is spamming need healing, but not picking you. That's totally his fault. Ooh, that's unfortunate. You're trying to kite the best you can here. There's not much you can do, though. Should have muted Dredge. Yeah, you definitely should have muted Dredge by that point. VHS spammer, but not looking for the healer. Yeah, that's a mute instantly. Nice. Pocketing this in, keeping him alive. You know he's doing well. Big potless packet on Atlas. A bit aggressive positioning here. Definitely, possibly a better team punishes you for being over there, but I don't think so. Wasn't bad. Good gourd. We want to try to keep the Cassie alive. Wasn't bad. Nice. You kill Io. Put the guard on point, and I think that's GG. At this point, everybody's too low. They can't contest. Io's dead. GG, well played. Okay, okay. Nice. So, I would say my overall analysis of this game is you're definitely aggressive. You're definitely playing aggressive. And you're finding aggressive plays. But there's times that they work. There's times that they don't. There were some times that you definitely could have played it safe and possibly saved a couple of people. But again, that's all hypothetical. There's a possibility that you could have. But what you were doing instead wasn't really worth it. So as a support, you should probably usually look to save people unless you're getting value through damage or ults or yada yada yada. Like that Io play was the only aggressive play, or one of the aggressive plays that I do like, because you did find a lot of value from it. The other aggressive plays, I always tell people on support, you have to at some point in your support career start playing aggressive and learn your boundaries, because that's when a support becomes a really good support, is when they know how to play aggressive, when to play aggressive, why to play aggressive, and how to do it properly. So the aggressive plays might not win you as many ranked games, but in the future you will become better support because of it. So I would keep it up, but make sure every time you make an aggressive play and it does not work, you go back and think, okay, I could have done this differently, or I should have done this differently. That's what's important. If you're making aggressive plays and blaming your team or blaming something else, you're never going to learn. Make sure you are going back and thinking, I could have done this differently, or I should have done this differently. So yeah, that was it. Not much more to say. Really good. Fears are great. Gourds are pretty good. A couple weird gourds on point, which I mean, I do that sometimes. So I definitely get it. But yeah, overall check. Honestly, like I'd be down to do this again. I got another VOD, but you're definitely learning how to play aggressive, and that's what I can tell by your play style and by your gameplay right there. You're learning your limits, you're learning your boundaries, and you keep going on that. But make sure you understand that when you die or somebody else dies while you play aggressive, why it happened. So that is all. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comments. If you want to see more of this stuff, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm very interested to do more of this, because this is actually pretty fun watching this. I didn't know how it was going to be, but I ended up having a lot of fun. So I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoy your day, night, evening, morning, dawn, dusk, whatever it is where you live. And I will see you in the next one. Later.